Hi guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We are here for another episode of the Liver Awareness Show. This is your chance to raise any causes you want to raise up and share any stories you want to share about the topic we're talking about today. And today we are talking about cancer awareness. Obviously it's one of the biggest killers in the world. And obviously nearly every sort of household has either been affected by it in some way. I've recently lost a cousin, or I've lost my dad through cancer, and we also so big topic to talk about. Loads of different types of cancers that can affect anyone. I know a friend that's at the moment has had his mum soft cancer, which I'm actually just going to message right now. But I've got Charlie here with us. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm not doing too bad. By the way, everyone, thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far. We have hit 1K of subscribers. Right, so big up everyone to donate. That's subscribed, and if you are new, please hit that subscribe button now and go and support our cause. This is what we do it for. This is what we do it for. Children's Liver Disease Foundation. I hope you like the new overlay. Big up Talk Manu for that. But yeah, obviously, sorry if you
It's Friday.
Your mum don't. Yes, yeah, I know what you were gonna sing. Don't about your mum's.
What?
I'm
confused. What?
I know what you were gonna sing, so don't.
I weren't singing.
You were. I heard you under your breath, mate.
I wasn't. I promise you, I wasn't.
You was. I can replay it. Dream if. Yeah, so just hang on, just get rid of that. Yeah, so we're going to talk about obviously cancer. Obviously, so do you know anyone in your family, Charlie, that's had to suffer with cancer?
Luckily not.
Anthony, I hope you're well. Steve doing a great job with liver awareness. This one with cancer. If you want to share that, mate, the link is there. So go and click the link. There's no reason for you to be late. So, right, go and do that now. Yeah. So, we're gonna get straight into it. So, obviously, for liver awareness, there's liver cancer, in particular, and I'm just gonna have a quick look at cancer on here. Right, quickly share this. Share the screen. What is liver cancer? Liver cancer is a cancer that's found anywhere near the liver, basically. Liver is a large organ at the top right side of your tummy. It helps you digest food and removes toxins. Liver cancer can sometimes start in the liver itself or spread from another organ as a secondary. So with usual cancer, there's like a primary and then there's a secondary. So there's like the primary, which is the source, and then secondary is when it goes to another organ and creates another cancer. So how serious is liver cancer depends on where it is in the liver, how big it is, if it has spread, if it's primary, secondary, and your general health. And check the symptoms. So the main liver cancer may not have any symptoms, or they might be hard to spot. The symptoms are the same if they are liver cancer starts in the liver or spreads from another organ, another parts of the body. Symptoms of liver can include your skin or whites of your eyes turn yellow, jaundice. You may also stitch your skin darker. Basically, like the common things you would see with sort of liver failure. Loss of appetite, losing weight without trying to, being tired and or no energy because you get no sort of because your liver's not working well, so you don't get the vitamins and the stuff that you need to be able to function properly. Feeling generally unwell and having symptoms like the flu. A lump in the right side of your stomach, right side of your tummy. Other symptoms can affect your digestion, such as being sick, pain at the top or right side of your tummy or on your right shoulder. Symptoms of indigestion, such as feeling very full very quickly, a very swollen tummy that is not related when you eat. So, and obviously, you've got the one get advice if you turn yellow, you've been sick more than 2 days, you have symptoms that you are worried about and not sure where to get help, then call 111. Then GP is literally if you have a lump in your tummy, a loss of noticeable amount of weight over the last 6 to 12 months without trying, other symptoms of liver cancer that get worse or do not get better after 2 weeks. And there's also important stuff. So the GP may feel your tummy. They may also listen to your chest. They may refer you to a specialist hospital, so say like a liver specialist hospital like King's College Hospital, which is where I've been. The GP, so you can have further tests like a liver biopsy would be a main one to see if it's some of the cells from there are cancerous or not. This may be urgent referral, usually within 2 weeks, if you have certain symptoms. This does not definitely mean you have cancer, though. So, yeah. So if you do that, it's yeah. But that's the general consensus over liver cancer in terms of like the liver awareness side of things. So yeah, but please do like the stream, do share the video, please share, like, subscribe, please. Right, we're trying to get we're trying to push on from 1k now by so we're trying to get to 1.1k if we can. Please do that now. So please share on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, right, you name it, go and do it now. Go and subscribe now if you are new. And if you have subscribed, please do share the stream to get others too as well. So yeah, I'll come to you, Charlie. Have you had anyone close to you that's had to suffer with cancer before?
Luckily not. No.
Luckily not. Okay. Okay. Yes. I wonder where everyone's got to. I did put it in the chat, didn't I? I swear I did.
Yeah, you did. That's where I got it from.
Yeah. So yeah. Also put it in the I'm gonna invite some people as well. So So, right. So yeah, please do, like I said, share it and go subscribe now. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so for liver cancer, that's like the main sort of symptoms you'd be looking for. We'll just go through the various organs ones as well. So, so we'll look at kidney. Kidney cancer is also called renal cancer. It's one of the most common types of cancer in the UK. It usually affects adults in their 60s to 70s and very rare in people under 50. Sorry, do you want to read that?
I can't see it, mate.
You can't see it?
No.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Where you up to, sorry?
We just gone past under 50.
It can often be cured if it's found early, but a cure will probably not be possible if it's diagnosed after it has spread beyond the kidney. There are several types of kidney cancer. These pages focus on the most common type, renal cell carcinoma. The cancer
carcinoma, yeah.
The Cancer Research UK website has information about other types of kidney cancer.
Let's have a look at that. Yeah, all right. The type of kidney cancer you have tells on what type of cells it started in. Knowing this helps your doctor decide which treatment you need. So there's renal cell cancer. So renal cell cancer is the most common type of kidney cancer in adults. It's also called renal cell adenocarcinoma. More than 80 out of 100, more than 80% of kidney cancers are renal cell cancers. In renal cell cancer, the cancerous cell starts in the lining of the tubules, the smallest tubes inside the nephrons. The tubules help filter the blood and make urine. There are main types of renal cancer: clear cell, papillary, chromophobe renal cell. So, and you've got the percentages of like what types are rare and what. Rare types of kidney or types of renal cell cancer include carcinoma of collecting ducts and renal medullosarcoma. So sometimes kidney cancers can contain more than one cell type. Another rare type is sarcomatoid. These means the kidney cells look like sarcoma cells under the microscope. Sarcoma is a cancer of connective tissue such as muscles, nerves, fat, blood vessels, and fibrous tissues. Kidney cancer that is sarcomatoid type might have a different outlook to the other types of kidney cancer. So you got here loads of different like grades. Grade means how much cancer cells looks like normal cells. A specialist looks them through them under a microscope. The pathologist will look at the sense of the cell nucleus and the size and shape of the cell. The more cancer cells that look like normal cells, the lower the grade. They tend to grow more slowly and are less likely to spread to other parts of the body. The less cancer cells look like normal cells, the higher the grade. They lend to grow more quickly and are more likely to spread to another part of the body. Kidney cancers are graded 1 to 4. These is called ferment system. Grade 1 is the lowest grade, and grade 4 being the highest. So, yeah, very, very, it's very more complicated in terms of kidney cancer compared to liver cancer, which is surprising, actually. You'd think with the amount of jobs that the liver does compared to the kidney, the kidney pretty does very much one job for itself. You would expect it to be, you would expect that you'd expect more problems with kidney cancer. But I mean, I'll tell you the story that I had with cancer. There's not me personally, my dad. Now, my dad didn't really help himself because he was one of those who smoked, drank a lot. He ate a lot of fatty foods, a lot of salt in his diet, so didn't help himself in as such. But the primary cancer that formed was growing on his face. Actually, there was becoming a lump on his face, and I chased him for ages to get it checked out, but he never did. And what happened was he had an accident at work a while back, and then about 2 weeks later he lost all feeling in his legs before he went off in driving his truck to work out of the yard. So they took him to the hospital, which then eventually got his legs back, and they put him on painkillers, and that was it. He then a week later was still having the same pain, so we took him to Norwich and got him an x-ray of his shoulder because he was complaining about a tear in his shoulder. So we did that and did that x-ray, and it showed like a tear, I think a tear in the shoulder. So they gave him like, okay, some more anti-inflammatory drugs and told to go home and rest up. But by a week later, he was struggling to walk, right, and struggling to stand up straight, and it got to a point where he actually needed to be taken by ambulance to to Norwich again for another time into A&E. He gave him some strong painkillers to start with, and then they just left him there. And I sat with him for literally all day, and they did nothing. They were doing nothing. It got to the afternoon. By this point, it got really bad because what was happening, he was starting to spasm all over his body. And what was happening is actually his back was starting to break. And I was running around like a headless chicken around A&E, telling them, you've got to do something. This is what you're doing is not working. You've got to try something different. You've got to do an MRI because you've done an x-ray, you've found fuck all, right? You need to do an MRI scan. And they didn't. Like, one nurse made it sound like he was lying, like he was faking it. And I'm like, are you mad? I've been here. And she was like, oh, I saw you 5 minutes ago, you're fine. I said, oh, that's funny because I've been here all bloody day. And he ain't. Right? As I said, you're not pouring the wool over my eyes. Right? You need to do an MRI. And she was like, oh, we don't do an MRI in the emergency department. So I went, fuck off. Fuck off. Don't give me that. Right? I've been in the game longer than you have. Don't come at me at that, mate, because like you've been doing, right, the amount of time you've been doing this as a doctor, right, is back you, right, you ain't been doing it long enough since I've been around in hospitals. Trust me. Right? Trust me, you ain't. But and anyway, if anyone's got any stories to share, right, like Anthony, if you want to share your story, please come on, right, and do hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. It's a very important topic to talk about. It's a big thing, cancer. At the minute, we need to share the stream and get people talking, and encourage people to go and check themselves, and then go and check with their doctor if there is a problem, because that's a big thing. But yeah, as I was saying, is because that's what I was saying. This is what happened. My dad, he didn't check himself, and he didn't check with a doctor. And what had happened is that they ain't even send him home on another set of painkillers. They basically, I was like, no, I only send him home, and they said, well, we're gonna have to discharge him, so you're gonna have to. So they forced me him home. He was already spasming in the car, so I was tempted just to turn the car around. Right, but he convinced me to take him home. Half an hour later, he was back in an ambulance again. Right, he went all the way back up in an ambulance. Do you know what the first thing they did when they walked through the damn door?
Go on.
An MRI scan. This is exactly what I suggested.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't get a phone call until the next morning from my dad saying, they found that my back's broken. I'm gonna have to go into surgery. I may not be able to walk again. And I went, oh, no, that's not the best bit. And she went, what? They found secondary cancer on my back, on my spine. And I went, what? So that spot was the primary cancer, and what had happened, because he ain't checked himself, it's gone all the way back to the back of his spine, gone all the way back to where his weak point was, weakened the point of his back, right, where he had the accident, until the point it snapped, which lost him all feeling in his legs. All he could do was surgery to put sort of a metal bolt to keep him sort of comfortable, but by that point he was terminal. Because if you have surgery when you have cancer, you release the cancer everywhere. And yeah, and then that was what, June, July? It weren't till October the 25th that he passed away. Finally. And it was peaceful in the end. He was gone, but the last week it was just like the body trying to shut down. He was gone. He wasn't there anymore. And yes, it's one thing I say with doctors is that they need to listen. They need to listen to They need to listen. They need to listen to patients, right? I know every patient is not going to have, like, they're not going to know everything in the world, but the ones that do, fucking listen, right? Because if doctors don't listen and start guessing, they make cock-ups like that. And it costs lives, right? So in the end, like, it didn't come to anything that, but yeah. By the way, if anyone's like had anyone that suffered from cancer before, please do please do come on and share your story. The link's in the chat here, so go and do it now. Big up to everyone that's locked in at the minute, and big up to everyone that's subscribed already. And please go and subscribe now. Right, go hit that like button, go hit that share button, share on Instagram, share on Twitter. Right, get more people to subscribe. I know we've hit 1K today, and I'm gobsmacked. I'm chuffed to bits, because you won't believe what it means to the charity. But please, right, not just subscribe, go and share it and get more people involved, because now we need to keep going. I lost my mum to cancer. If you want to talk about it, mate, then you can come on. If not, Saeed, deserve this and way more. Thanks, mate. Right, thanks for your support as always, mate. It means a lot. But yeah, and I think my dad would be very proud in a minute. Probably mad why I just spend my time talking to everyone online, but yeah, but there you go. But yeah, one thing you must do is always, when you get older, is check. Even if like you're young and you think, yeah, it can't happen to me, I'm 20 odd, check. Check, because it's like I've said, you never know when it snaps. You never know when it just happens, and before you know it, bang, right, you're straight in that position and you're having to fight for your life. And so you've got to check, and then you've got to check with your doctor, and it's so important people do that. I mean, it's like when you have your kidney, you've got to have checkups, ain't you? I mean, explain if what, like, after your transplant, what you have to do afterwards.
So it's regular checkups for me. It was twice a week at the start for the first month, and then it went down to once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, etc. And after 2 years, we're down to once every 2 months, which is good.
Shame. Sorry. I've had no time to eat. But thanks. Oh, sorry.
You're on mute, Stephen.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So it's like after my SIP transplant, for example, it was every 3 days. Then it was every week.
Yeah.
Well, not every 3 days. Once a week. Then once every 2 weeks. Then once a month. Then what it was supposed to be once every 3 months. Then the idea is once every 6 months. Then it's once a year. But that doesn't usually happen.
Do you have to do more checkups because you've had more transplants, or is it the same amount as you normally would?
Try the same structure, but they might be a bit more careful. So they might do an extra couple just in case. But I mean, like, usually now you have one, like, after a transplant, you get to once every 6 months. I've never gone past 6 months without going to the hospital for a checkup.
Really?
Never. When they start saying, "Oh, well, you'll be seeing 6 months," we'll go, "Ah, nice try." Ain't gonna work, mate. But that's the thing. But sometimes that's all right because you get to check what's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll drink. I need a drink. Yes. But yeah, you need to be wary of what's. I mean, talk. I mean, talk, man. You need to come on, mate.
Yeah,
so explain your story.
My dad has to get a checkup once every year, seeing as though he
Yeah.
gave
Well,
me
what your dad?
He gave me the kidney.
So okay. So
he just gets
explain. Just explain then.
Yeah, this year it was over the phone because of COVID. Last year, he went to the hospital. I'm not sure whether this year it's over the phone or in the hospital again.
Just eating. Yeah, I'm having to as well. Sorry, I haven't had time. Talking about. I think it's true. At it's yeah. Like I said, I believe it when it happens. You gotta get conquered yourself first. And by the way, fucking Martha, this is a river awareness stream. I could talk about football another time. But thanks for the comment and contribution as usual. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, there's always, I find, I've always had that sort of nervousness when I've left hospital after transplants, of just like what would happen, just like getting just used to being back home, and just making sure that everything's ticking okay. Right, because what happens is you've been constantly monitored every day in hospital. Now all of a sudden you just got to have like you're going to be monitored once a week, so you just wary of what's going to go on every week. Even now I have to have these infusions every week. I don't know what could happen next week. I don't know what could happen the next week after that. It's quite unpredictable, actually. Just certain things can happen, so you got to be keeping an eye out. And I've always been able to keep my eye. It's like you're constantly fighting yourself at times. It's just annoying. It is annoying at times, but there you go. So, but then again, what would you rather have? Do you get any mental health support? I get a psychologist at my local, but it doesn't do me much good, to be honest. I'm on very good antidepressants at the minute. What about you, Charlie? Do you have any sort of support mentally?
No.
Have you thought about? Do you ever have
You're on mute.
Yeah. Do you Yeah. I mean, the thing is that. Do you ever think about considering it at some point? Maybe.
No, never really.
No. Okay. No. It's just that's the thing is I thought at the same your age I didn't think I needed it, and and it might not happen to you. By the way, it might not happen at all. Because I mean, when did you have your transplant?
2 years ago.
Right. Okay. It's just because my when I started needing that support, it wasn't after a transplant. I was about 16 or something, and it was I started having. I think it was year 10 in hospitals, year 10 in high school or something, and I just with all the other treatment going on, I started having flashbacks of 20 of my last transplant of when I was 11 and how ill I got, and then since then I've needed mental support since then. And then obviously after.
How often do you see your psychologist?
I see her once a week, and then have one at the main hospital that I speak to over the phone, maybe once a month, something like that. Which is nice because then you have something to talk about rather than just talking about how bad your life is. That's why sometimes I don't like talking to the psychologist. You got to tell how bad your life is and how shit the world is, how the world's against you. Right? You know what I mean? Just get the worst of it out, which you need at times, right? Because then that way you can stay positive for the rest of the time. And then,
what have you got there?
Jam sandwich, mate. I'm starving.
The classic.
The classic. I'm sorry, guys. I'm starving. I'll make it up to you. Yeah, one of one was the one to come on. Right, I'll put the link in again.
Maybe pin it.
Yeah, I might pin it. Actually. Give me a sec. I'm just getting new here. So I'm using my phone to play Post.
Yeah, same.
But big up everyone who is watching. Do smash the like button. Alright. Do hit the subscribe button. right? I know we're at 1K, but we need to keep going. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep growing this channel as much as we can. As much as we can. By the way, there is a new highlight that's just come out as well. That's one's had 14 views already. There's another one that's just come out, and it's which one is it? I don't know which one it is.
Arsenal Everton.
Yeah, Arsenal Everton. I know it's Arsenal Everton. I just don't know which clip it was. But
let me have a look.
What am I looking at? I'm looking at this one.
Arsenal's offside penalty claim.
Do smash the likes. Yep. We got Retro in the building. How are you?
Not bad, mate. How are you, mate?
Not bad. Yeah. Anything you need? Anything you want to say about cancer awareness? Is any?
Yeah, it's not nice.
Anything to share about?
Bad news last year.
Yeah.
One me mates, my best friend died. Very old man. A very nice, positive man. It was one of my mates' dad died last year. Went to his funeral. Wasn't nice, but got to support him.
Is that due to cancer?
Yeah. Brain
What
tumor.
type?
Had a brain tumor.
Ouch.
But that's but it's sad. But you know you gotta. But yeah, it's not nice, mate. With cancer, mate. It's horrible.
Yeah. It's not nice on anyone, right? You shouldn't wish it on anyone. To be honest, it's horrible. It's not any illness, to be honest.
But mental health, well, it's a big thing, Ron. A big thing. In the UK, mental health is really important. If you need a chat, you want to just talk to someone.
I mean, here's the thing as well. This is why everyone does a lot about mental health. Everyone has mental health problems in their life at some point. I mean, mine is constant. It's always constant, all the time. Right?
Yeah.
People might look at me and I'll think, yeah, you can't have a problem, right? He smiles at the front of a screen all day and it's a positive lad. That's not the picture, mate. It's not. Honestly, half the time I'm arguing with my mum, I'm arguing with my sister, right? Fighting like cat and dog. I'm like sometimes so low.
Yeah.
And this is like the one distraction I get. And I don't know, I'll probably commit. I don't know what I'll be doing with that. Probably this channel, actually. To be honest, I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll be hanging my neck off something at some point.
Well, it's like my channel as well, Stephen. It's like my channel as well. I didn't start my channel. I did it. I started it pretty early. My first game was Newcastle Everton. When I started it, I was just sitting on my bed, recording a video for Arsenal versus Everton. I was like, that's it. I've got to do more and more. Look at it, but look at us now. I've got somebody for support I've had with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I work for mental health charity as well. Where I live, a local Garden's mental health charity. So I'm at the day. So I'm there off tomorrow, so I'm back there on Thursday, so it's pretty good.
That's the thing.
So sorry, it's a big up and for sharing your story. Yeah, it's something, but you gotta do it.
Everyone in at the minute is suffering. With mental health. Hopefully now with lockdown easing, it'll get easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I
don't know when it'll end, to be honest. I don't know when it'll end.
It'll end to get us out of here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, is maybe when this maybe fixes itself, if it ever does.
Yeah.
If it ever does, that is. Anyway, I don't know why I'm so miserable. Why should I be so miserable? I've hit 1K.
Be happy, man. Be happy. I'm not playing football.
Yeah, I mean, That's why I love coming on here, because you can just talk about football, talk about F1, and it's what I've done most of my life, and it's been like the big distraction that's kept me positive all the time. It's like sometimes even to the littlest thing, like, oh yeah, I want to keep fighting, so I want to see the next Grand Prix. I want to see the next one. I want to see the next one. Like, I want to see how to get 6. I want to see how to get 7. I want to see how to get 8. I want to so I wanted to keep going. I want to see Arsenal win the title again. So I want to keep. Like,
you might be waiting a while for that one.
Yeah, I'll wait. Give it a rest. You know what I mean?
Give it a rest, Charlie.
You know what I mean, though. It's like
it's like look at my channel. I got to do for the Arsenal game on Sunday. As you know, we're Pinocchio on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely do one as well. We should have another Newcastle fan coming along as well, hopefully. So
yeah, I can do as well. I can get you on mine as well if you want. Me and you and Alex as well.
Yeah, I know. I think I know someone else that I've got in contact with. I might be able to as well. So definitely, I'll be able to come on. Just a couple more some more comments. Yes, well said, Saeed. Big up Retro, the legend.
Legend.
Yeah, big up Charlie for the banter. Yes,
Retro
yes. It's like I said. I mean, cancer is something. Can I come on your channel? I think he's talking yours, Retro.
Oh yeah, you bomb it, yeah. Anytime I'm gonna do it. Probably do a preview tomorrow or Thursday. No, Friday. Sorry, Wednesday or Thursday. No one. Wednesday or Friday. Sorry, get me days mixed up.
Yeah, Thursday, I mean we're still busy with. I've got to sort out. Our Villarreal previews on Thursday. So
what a different idea. I need an idea for a little episode, a little series I need to do. I don't know what to call it. I ain't got no names in my head. I need to think of a good. I can do a good show about something, you know. Don't know anything. I'm not that good, you know. All this.
Yeah, we can think of something. Don't worry about it. We can think of something.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you off here. All right. Hey, big up, Anthony. How are you, mate? Yeah. So if anyone, like, honestly, the link's in the chat. If anyone does want to share a story about cancer awareness, I mean, it's a big topic to talk about. Right. Obviously, one of the biggest killers in the world, right, at the minute, along with Alzheimer's and I can't think of anything. Someone else either. I can't think. But yeah, it's a massive thing to talk about, and something we need to be all aware of. And the main thing we need to be aware of is that yes, we ain't got it in a minute, but we need to keep, like, it's like in F1 terms, a pit stop on yourself. Like, you check yourself, right?
Yeah.
Check down below. Check like on your stomach, on your chest, right? You always check everywhere, and then check with a doctor if there is something to get it checked out. Because like you end up like what happened with my dad, which is you end up in that situation, and then before you know it, you can't do anything, and you're screwed. Talk, man, you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with what you're saying, mate. You know, Retro, big up to you, my friend. You have to keep a check on things. If you think that there's something isn't quite right, you know, and you've got suspicions about anything, you've got to get it checked out, because, you know, if you don't, you know, you find yourself in a real bad place. And also, you know, whilst we're talking about this kind of stuff, I mean, mental health is, like Retro said, is a massive problem at the moment, especially. And I read a stat this morning, actually, about the biggest killer of young men is suicide. You know, I mean, there has to be more done in that front for me, because you've got to have places that people can sort of turn to if you really find yourself at the lowest point where you start to go down the thought process. There has to be a place where you can. I know there are places, but I mean, the government could do a lot more, I think, on that front to help people, because it's to get to that point is that's a sign that things have gone really out of control to go down that kind of thought process. And I will always say to anybody, if you need to talk, I'm there on Twitter. You know where to find me. Same with Stephen. Same with any of us.
Same here.
Come on, just come and drop a message and just say, look, I need somebody to talk to.
Not by it, honestly.
Because when you talk about something, it's amazing how your state of mind and your thought process is disrupted, because you can find yourself in a tunnel vision. When you get into that kind of mindset, you're in a tunnel vision, and you're blocking out every other positive aspect and focusing solely on this, that bad aspect. And talking to people can actually open the shutters, so to speak, and let some light in and make you see that actually, wait a minute, there are other things going on in my life and around me that I need to start being more aware of and taking more notice of. So it's important. So
yeah, but it's like I said before, and the thing is as well, it's when the big thing I think as well is that when you see cancer and you get told that, maybe because maybe lack of knowledge and lack of education about it as well, is that people maybe think, oh God, I'm gonna die, and it's not the case most of the time. They're really effective at treating it now, unless you have a really, really, really bad aggressive case, which is rare. If you catched it early enough, you shouldn't have a problem. You should be able to fight it and fight it off. But hey, I mean, what more? All you can do is just tell people is to keep checking, keep an eye out. All right, just because you're fine now does not mean you're going to be fine a week later. Most likely it is, but it doesn't mean that. I mean, I was fine bouncing off the walls, and about a week or two later, because of one little incident, right, that led to 2 weeks later me being in hospital again. Right, and then having to have about 3 bags of blood pumped into us. Now, people might say, yeah, that's because you're ill. Well, yeah, of course, but that doesn't mean that can't happen to anyone else. Just because you've not been ill for 4 hours of your life does not mean you're going to be not ill the next week. It's never guaranteed. Right? And people that do think it's guaranteed, well, you've got a real sharp awakening for life, because that's not how that's not how life works. It really isn't. But I mean, there's not much else we could really say on the issue, is there? I mean, you can't say any more than what we said already. I mean, is there anything you want to mention, like this particular story you want to share?
No, I mean, like I say, I lost my mum 2008, and that was because I'd seen her like the week before. Yeah, it was about a week before. She was. I don't know. I kind of got the feeling that there was something not quite right, and but nobody was saying anything. I kind of just remember going home and thinking it's something not right, and then a week later I just got a call and said, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm working. What's up?" And they just said, "Look, you gotta go to the hospital." don't panic, but just got, you know, it's your mum. And I was like, so I went and they said, look, she's not going to wake up. And but honestly, when I tell you this now, this is God's honest truth. So they said that she wasn't going to wake up, and I said, I'm not having it. I said, no. I said, she'll be awake before 7 o'clock tonight. She'll wake up. And the guys, the doctors, and everybody said, look, you know, that's fine if you want to, you know, we're not telling you not to have hope and all this, but we're telling you she's not going to wake up. And I was there with my brothers and my sisters, my dad. And what happened just before 7 o'clock? She woke up. Honestly, she woke up and asking for a fag. Honestly, whenever she wanted a fag. She wanted a fag. And when we talk about it now, we always laugh and just think, God. I mean, they say, I can't believe you said she before 7 o'clock. Just before 7, she woke up. Honestly, it was
just random.
Quite yeah, it's quite unreal. And and then a few days later after that, we were going up to see her and stuff. And we went to see her, me and my sister, one of my brothers and my dad. And we were all in the room speaking to her and everything. And she was kind of like opening her eyes a little bit and closing them and not really doing anything. And they said, oh, let's go and we'll come back later. So we said, oh, I was saying, right, ma'am, we'll be back later on. We'll come back later on. And we went back to the family room. And for some, I don't know why, I just got this urge. It was almost like a magnetic feeling, like pulling me back. And I said to my sister, I said, yeah. I said, let's just go back a minute. She said, what's up? I said, let's just go back. I just want to check that she's not hanging off the side of the bed. And she says, oh, all right, come on. Anyway, we walked in, and she was hanging off the side of the bed. We pushed her back on, covered her up, and she put both her hands out. And I grabbed one hand, and my sister grabbed the other. And she's squeezing her hands and closed her eyes. And I was squeezing her hands, and I was saying, man, it's all right, we're all right. We're coming back later. And the next thing, her hands just went like limp. And I knew she'd gone. And my sister said, right, don't panic, just go and get the nurse, don't panic, get the nurse. So I got the nurse come in, told us to step outside a moment, we did. And then she came out and she said, oh, I'm really sorry, my mother's passed away. And but you know what, it's so strange because, like I say, we were ready for going home, but I just had this urge, and I'm the youngest of the family, right? I just got this urge to go back. It was really strange how I got this urge to go back. And me and my sister went back, and I think that's why. Something was pulling me back there so that she didn't die on her own. So she died holding my hand, and her youngest son's hand, and her only daughter's hand. Do you know what I mean? We were with her, and that means like so much to me whenever I think about it. And it's, they say, mysterious things happen in life, and I tell you, things like this, you have to.
I'll tell you what. An example I had was my third transplant. My mama read in the papers that morning about heart-stop donors, how the new thing going around, but you had significant less time to put a heart-stop donor into as a successful transplant because it didn't last that long. And what happened is we were getting my dad came up for the weekend for the Friday night to have a boys' night in. Oh my God. And yeah, what happened was that she went back with my mum went back with my sister's godmother and my sister. They went to the chapel to light a candle and everything. Leave it, will ya? And when they got back to the house, they got a phone call, and this is after they'd been to the chapel and everything. This is about the only time they did this as well, because my sister's godmother was Catholic. When they got back to the house, they got a phone call, and she was like, "Oh, that was me on the other end of the phone." And I said, "You need to get back down here." She went, "Why? We've got a liver." Right. And when they got back and found, and I was whisked away for a transplant, do you know what the type of donor it was?
What's that?
It was a heart stop donor. Exactly what Mum read in the papers that morning.
Wow.
I know.
Crazy, isn't it?
And do you know what? My sister was sat next to me in ITU afterwards. And she went to my sister's mother. She went like, "Auntie Sharma," and then that sort of voice. And she was like, "Yeah." He said, "You know, we went to that church place. We went chapel. Yeah." Went. Well, you might need to go back there. So we might say thank you to God for saving Stephen's life.
Mm.
I think that's probably about the only time I got close to sort of believing it. But there's other stuff that I just don't believe. So
yeah.
Well, look, I mean, you know what? It's religion is a. I don't want to get into the religion side of things, but you know, it is an important part of many people's lives, and whether you believe in
everyone has their own type to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, you know, you have everybody has their own beliefs, and but you know what? I mean, it's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing when you hear stories like mine, like I've just told you, like yours, and lots of other people's stories about things that happen, which you just think, wait a minute, no way should that be. How does that happen? You know, how does that happen? You know, so yeah, it makes you question. It makes you ask questions, and it makes you kind of think. You know what? You know,
what's going on?
What's that, Retro? Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's just mad, right? The story they told there was really like quite a good story. Like it's quite a really good story, man. To share that, mate. You know.
Yeah, no,
tell story. You got to how you feel, mate, and the do.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about. I always think that when you talk about it, you're celebrating their life. You know, you're not forgetting them. You're not.
Yeah, but
you know, it's like
it's all in the day. It's hard to tell their story.
Yeah, but you know, I think just because of the, you know, this is the time to sort of talk about it because you know, like I say, I mean, especially for those people who are struggling a little bit right now. Because at the end of the day, let's be right. We're all made of the same thing, right? We're all flesh and bones and blood, and you know, there's none of us are impervious to the rigors of life. You know, the rigors of life can pile up, and it's not until it's too late that you really notice that you had a problem all along and you didn't sort of face to it and say, you know what, I've got something's not quite right and I'm gonna have to deal with this. Because if you don't, you know, it will catch up with you and it will put you in a really difficult place. And
it will.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and we can't say any more than that. And so yeah, there's one thing to take from this is always make sure you're looking after yourself and keep an eye on yourself. And just go and see the best advice. There you go. That was not, and what we shared earlier was on the NHS website. So just go look it up and on the NHS website, and you'll find loads of stuff on loads of advice. So, but yeah, until then, we'll be. We'll be back later on. We'll be back at 7:45. We're back at 7:45 for the watch along for Real Madrid versus Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg. And yeah, if you are new, please smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, share it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, share the channel links as well, right? And encourage people to subscribe, because this is what it's for. It's for Children's Abilities Foundation, and chance for you to raise your own causes as well. And yeah, and just trying to make the world a better place bit by bit. So in which way we can. So, but yeah, until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.